Oh. Hey there. Sorry, I thought I had everything set. But I just wanted to greet you and talk to you guys for just a little bit because, one, this is hard. This is hard what we're doing. I mean, it's unprecedented. You guys have heard all the words. It's just like nothing else we've ever experienced. And so I'm out in my backyard because I needed to get outside. I don't know about you, but man, I needed to get outside. So you can hear somebody getting some tree work done, a couple of houses down. And I'm just sitting out here on my back deck and I keep hearing from you guys. I keep hearing from you guys just to want to talk. And so I want to do that. I want to talk to you individually, but I also want to come and talk to you collectively. I mean, this is the time that the enemy wants to get a stronghold, get a foothold, and then create a stronghold so that we just start complaining. And that's kind of why I feel like the Holy Spirit seized my heart with doing even this funny thing that I just thought, oh, Corona champs. And you guys have killed us. I mean, what a great way of just turning our minds onto things that are good. That in these days and in these situations where God is like, let's see the goodness of humanity, the compassion of people, the love and the selflessness. And you guys have just showed it over and over again, because it would be so easy to complain about, all of a sudden being a homeschooler, so homeschool teacher or a homeschooler. And for the foreseeable future, that this will be the new way of doing things, that is keeping a distance of 9 to 15 feet from people. The things that we typically enjoy to socialize, and especially if you're an Enneagram 7 or if you're an introvert who just has an extrovert, a very public calling, whatever the situation is, it's so easy to get into the thinking of a pity party, start to throw it and stuff. So it just really, the Corona champs just kind of cracks me up. But you guys, it really does. It gets the focus off of ourselves and our situations and how, we're stunned by this. And we should be stunned because we've never had this before. No one has. It's unprecedented. It's the only word I keep using. So there's no script. You feel what you feel. If you're overwhelmed by being home with your children and you've never done homeschooling before, you have every right to feel the way you feel. But I think it's also really important to, with those Corona champs, you see people who are stepping out and maybe doing what seemingly seems like a big thing, maybe small to them, but it's just a selflessness. That when we think about how tough it is for us, we also consider that there are things that just have to go on, even in this. I still have friends who are having their chemo treatments. People who are burying their loved ones, people who have to go to work. Our garbage workers just showed up, and I just shouted from the back deck, thank you so much. They're still going to work. And the Amazon delivery came, and there are people who are working the cash registers at the grocery store and at Target, and those who are driving the trucks to bring the supplies in, and all this. There are a lot of people. Our fire department had to come for a medical emergency, thankfully not at a house, but in some neighbors' houses where, they needed an EMT. So, and that list goes on and on. So just continuing to find good, to be there for each other, but also not poo-pooing anybody's feelings or thoughts during this. And that's really, really, really important, essential. And also considering what ours are. But I love all these plans of actions that have come up. For schools and for preschools and for preschool children and elementary school children and all that. But also, guys, we need our little bit of a social isolation list. If you're not a list maker, just hear me out. Perhaps this is an opportunity of you work in an arena, you have a life that's going on now that you're like, if we could just stop the train, that we could dream a little bit, or we could consider some things, or this thing is like, okay, whenever I get a free weekend, or maybe a couple hours on Saturday when all the games and stuff get rained out, maybe we'll get to clean out that basement, or maybe I'll get to writing those letters to my loved ones, or maybe I'll make that phone call that we just haven't connected in quite some time. This could be your opportunity. This could be it. I mean, I would make a list, even if you're not a list maker. Get your phone out, just say some things, make that list of saying, I would like to contact family that I haven't spoken to in a while. I would like to reach out, maybe to someone you do talk to, but just check on older adult, check on someone who you haven't seen in a while, check on someone you see all the time. So maybe your coworker, the person you share a desk with or sit across from at your, a desk. Check on them, just ask them how they are, call them or text them. Man, if you're like me and you don't enjoy talking on the phone, maybe this is the time you're like, you know what? I'm gonna actually call them. I talked to 2 women yesterday who are in their 80s. And just making that phone call and taking that tiny step, they thanked me profusely. Guys, I didn't do anything except just say, how are you? Do you need anything? And listened. I listened for a bit. I mean, there were 5-7 minute calls, but dang, it just really spoke a lot to them, and they let me know how appreciative they were. So I hope that encourages us. Let's do that. Let's check on the elderly. Let's do those things. What about, I made a list that said, okay, I'm going to work on my superpower. Yeah, no, not becoming invisible or anything like that, but on flexibility and strength. I'm going to work on that daily, strength. Yeah, there's all kind of workout routines and stuff on YouTube. I'm not going to the gym. I'm not using the gym right now. I'm just around some people that I don't want to risk. So, but go to the gym if that works for you and you're taking all those precautions. But for me, I'm doing like Tabata routines or yoga routines that I found on YouTube. So if you have any good ones, pass them on. So all these things that we wish so much for time, embrace this as a gift, as an opportunity that may not, hopefully won't come back again. Learn new processes, read those books, reread the books that you love, spend time with that family member or those family members, whatever they are. I feel like we all have those tasks that we're like, oh, if I have a block of time, I'd get to that. Write the letter, write a book, write, a blog, learn how to do something new, whatever it is. My biggest prayer is that 1, revival will break out, and 2, we will realize that we are stronger. We will not wimp out over this. We won't whine and complain. We'll assess when it's hard, and we'll talk about how social isolation is tough, but we'll also find a spirit